Hi guys, my name is Yeti and welcome to, you already know, Yettysplash.
Splash, splash, splash!
So on today's episode of Yettysplash, I had to give you this gist. There are some major changes in the student visa that I think everyone who wants to study in the UK or who is already studying in the UK should be aware about. Recently, the UK government have made some temporary changes to the student visa, and I think let me share this gist with you guys because you will be very, very, very happy. So several changes have been made, but four major changes that I think I need to share with you guys in this video. So do not go anywhere, stay tuned. So guys, the very first major change is the fact that some students are now allowed to work more than 20 hours. We all know that as international students in the UK, we cannot work more than 20 hours. In fact, it is always stated on your BRP, on your passport. Once it is stamped, you see their work rights or work limit, however they put it, is usually 20 hours when school is in session. But now students can actually work more than 20 hours in term time, but there is a condition. You can only work 20 hours if you're directly employed by NHS Trust. The key word is directly employed by NHS Trust. And even if you're directly employed by NHS Trust, there are some specific profession or occupation, there are some specific services you have to be rendering before you can be allowed to work more than 20 hours. So I'm going to list the professions for you. So even if you're employed directly by NHS Trust and your profession is not listed, then you cannot work more than 20 hours. I'm emphasizing this so that we don't get to mix it up. You can only work for more than 20 hours if you have been employed directly by NHS Trust for some listed professions, which I'm going to share with you now. So it says that students who have the right to work. Yes, I need to mention that you must have the right to work in the UK. You can't do this if you do not have the right to work. Maybe if you're on a visitor's visa, or let's say, for example, a short course visa that has no right to work in it. So you must be eligible, you must have a right to work in the UK. So students who have work rights and are employed directly by an NHS trust. So you have to be employed directly by an NHS trust within any of the profession listed below, will not be restricted to 20 hours work per week during term time and may work without limits on the number of hours permitted for that NHS role. And what are these NHS roles? Biochemist, biological scientist, dental practitioner, health professional, medical practitioner, medical radiographer, midwife, nurse, occupational therapist, ophthalmologist, paramedic, pharmacist, physiotherapist, podiatrist, psychologist, social worker, speech and language therapist, therapy professionals. So if your profession is listed among all of these, then you are, as a student, qualified to work more than 20 hours, provided that you have the right to work in the UK and you are directly employed by NHS Trust. However, I need to say this: if you're directly employed by NHS Trust, but maybe like as a cleaner or as maybe a 911 call handler, for instance, those professions are not listed, so you cannot work more than 20 hours. It is important that we get this distinction, because if you work more than 20 hours when you're not meant to, your right to stay in the UK can be revoked, and that's not a good thing. Number two change comes in two bits. Number one is the fact that they have extended the date for people doing distant learning to enter the United Kingdom. So if you start your program autumn of 2021 to spring of 2022, your entry date has been extended to 30th of June 2022. If you have been at home studying, then your chances of coming into the UK has been extended. You can still come into the UK 30th of June 2022. This is important because some of us, when you get your visa or your admission letter, for instance, it will be stated there that you are expected to resume at so date. So if you start your education from autumn of 2021 to spring of 2022 and you have exceeded your date of entry into the UK, the Home Office or the UK government now allows you to come into the UK till 30th of June 2022, meaning even though your admission letter says that you have to come in by May, you are still allowed to come in up until June 30th, 2022. Isn't that an amazing news? So the B of my number 2 points has to do with graduate route. You know, ordinarily students are meant to be in the UK or are meant to commence their course in the UK before they are eligible to switch to the graduate route visa. That means for you to apply for your post-study work visa. But now the UK government is saying that even if you commenced or you started your program back in your home country, you started distance learning maybe due to COVID, you can still switch to the graduate route visa, provided that you meet the requirements. And what are the requirements? The requirements is that, of course, you have to come to the UK to apply for the post-study work visa, and you must have studied an eligible course. That is a course that will actually allow you to switch to the post-study work visa, because it's not all courses that you study in the UK that can allow you to switch to the post-study work visa. The last requirement is that you must have existing permission for that course at the point of your application, meaning ordinarily, if it's not the fact that you are not meant to be in the UK, you would have been permitted to come to the UK. So you must ensure that you have existing permission for that course at the point of making your application. So this is an amazing news. If you have studied back home and you couldn't make it to the UK because of COVID, then you can still come into the UK to apply for your post-study work visa. So another interesting update to the student visa, which is one of my favorites, is that before you switch to the post-study work visa, you can actually take a permanent role. So what this means is that international students are now allowed to take a permanent role in an organization they intend to work with, even before they've gotten a decision on the application for post-study work visa. So that means if I've put in my application for my post-study work visa and I've not probably gotten any response yet, or as long as I've just put in my application, I can go ahead to take a permanent role in any organization that I want to work with, or that I choose to work with, or that have accepted me to work with them. And that is so amazing. So the only thing is just that you must make sure that you have already put in your application for your post-study work visa, but you can go ahead to take a permanent role as long as you have put in your application even before your application is determined. You don't have to wait for the outcome of your application before you switch to a permanent role and start working in the United Kingdom. And of course, you must have completed your degree and you must have passed your degree as well, you know. So that also is the very last might not be applicable to Nigerians, but it is so interesting and I find it so intriguing. That is why I decided to bring it to your notice, because I'm not sure who is watching me. Someone who is not in Nigeria might be watching and might also be able to benefit. The UK will now accept non-travel documents for visa application. So this might not be so beneficial to Nigerians, like I said, but then it is an interesting update. Where to now, whenever you want to submit an application at the visa application center, you take your documents when you go for your biometrics and submit your passport. But now they accept non-travel documents like biometric resident permits as well. So you do not have to submit your passport if you do not have it at that time. You can submit like your biometrics, you know, your BRP, to determine your visa application. And this is so amazing. Like, just imagine if Nigeria had a working system and we have BRP in place, meaning if I don't have a passport or for some reason I'm in a rush, I couldn't get my passport and I really need to travel, then I can submit my BRP and a decision will be made and I'll be given a visa as well. So this just shows that Nigeria will still have a whole lot of work to do, but I really find this innovation very interesting. I think it's time we move away from, you know, having to only travel by passports and all of that. If we have non-travel documents available at our disposal, then it is just right that we'll make use of them. Anyways, guys, I've come to the end of this video. I hope you find it very interesting. My name is Yeti, and here I splash information about studying, working, and living in the United Kingdom. So if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment section. And I also have to say this, I am a lawyer, but this is not a legal advice. You're still advised to do your own research, seek out consultations from a solicitor if you need further guidance. But if you want to ask me random questions or any questions relating to this video, please connect with me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you know, anywhere you can find me, Telegram as well. I'll leave the link to how you can get in touch with me in the description box. But do not forget, like, share, subscribe. Till we meet again, stay blessed. Bye.